May I have someone confirm you can hear me loud and clear? And I'd like to.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Indeed.
Great, thank you. So it's 2 p.m. Welcome, friends of NLNG. Permit me to call you that, friends. I'm Ijoma Onyenubi. I'm Head of Diversity and Inclusion in Nigeria LNG Limited, that's NLNG. And it's my honor to host you to NLNG's first virtual career fair this year, 2022. On the call, I see already 277 and counting. That's on Zoom. I don't know how many people are streaming on YouTube. I hope many more. In NLNG, we have a culture of commencing our meetings with something we call a values moment. So what I'll focus on today are 1, safety. For safety, ensure that where you're seated is ergonomic, lighting, your chair, your posture. From time to time, take breaks, stand up, stretch, so that you're not sedentary throughout the session. Ensure that you know where your emergency exits are for wherever you're sitting or joining the session from. So if there's an emergency, you can do the needful. And ensure that you're in a silent environment where you can concentrate. And that will lead me to the value, which is listening. We restructured the agenda for today to blocks of themes that address most of the pre-submitted questions we received from you when you were registering. And you'll see that in due course. So we listened. And today, we ask you to please listen to understand and then engage with us. You see that we've answered most, if not all of your questions in the agenda and as you go into the booths. So participate actively, and to start to gauge your participation levels, let's do a quick poll of questions. So first, a pulse check. Samira, ready? So we have a poll on the screen. How are you feeling today? Let us know how you're feeling. A lot of people excited, driven, motivated, fired up. 2 people are tired, overwhelmed, and lethargic. Some people are hopeful, joyous, positive, expectant. Some people are just okay, surviving. 1 person is unhappy, frustrated. To those who are tired and unhappy, I hope you leave here feeling energized. Okay, we have about 300 and something responses to this poll. We'll end it. I see a lot of you we have more hopefuls and excited than just okay, tired and unhappy. Thank you for responding. We'll move to the next question. Next, let's check. Your knowledge of NLNG. So how much do you know about NLNG? Have you never heard about NLNG? Do you have little knowledge, average, or a lot? Do you follow news about NLNG? Okay. Lots of average, lots of a lot. Okay. Quite a number, know little to nothing about NLNG. Interesting. We hope that today you learn a lot more. And In fact, one of the pre-submitted questions says, I hear little about NLNG, or when I hear it's quite late. So I advise us all, follow NLNG on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Follow all our handles to keep abreast of everything going on with NLNG. Thanks for responding. Let's see the next. So tell us, have you attended a career fair before? Have you attended a virtual one or an in-person one, or both types, in-person and virtual career fairs, or never? A large proportion of the people never attended a career fair before. Okay, we're great. We're honored again to be your first, and we hope you have a fantastic session that we have lined up for you today. Okay, thank you for responding. We'll move to the next. Here we want to know the categories of our participants on the call. So are you a candidate who is eligible for the current vacancy we have, which is a GT? Are you unsure of your eligibility for the current vacancy? Are you an experienced candidate not eligible for the current vacancy? Or are you not eligible, you're just curious? And if you're a student, I think you can fit in the not eligible, just curious. We hope we can interest you for future vacancies. So quite a number eligible for the current vacancy. Quite a large proportion eligible for the current vacancy. That's very interesting. Thank you for informing us. We hope we can meet. We trust we will meet your needs today. Let's end this poll. So thank you for responding and engaging. I already sense that we're going to have a high level of interaction and engagement today. This session is planned for about 2 hours. And we hope to keep you engaged all through. Like I said again, listen. The agenda we have planned it looks something like this. So we've done our opening. You get a welcome address. We'll share a little about NLNG. We can't possibly cover everything. We'll tell you about diversity and inclusion in NLNG, talk about the current vacancy, the requirements, addressing questions, experience hire, and so on. We'll tell you about the career in NLNG. Then you go into the booths, and this will take the highest proportion of the event because we want to interact with you. We really do. And then we'll come back to talk about next steps. What's the process for those who are successful through various stages of the process? And then we'll do a few things to close. Yeah. Thank you very much. I will immediately hand over for the welcome to our Manager of Talent and Recruitment in NLNG, Olaito Hamza. Olaito, over to you, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just first of all confirm that you can hear me and it's loud and clear.
I can, loud and clear.
Right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Nigeria LNG Virtual Career Fair. I'm excited, as you can see from the picture. I'm smiling. That's my face now, actually. So I'm really excited to have you guys here, to interact with you, to talk to you guys today. It's something I've looked forward to for a long time, and the pleasure of having you here is all mine. So, like Ijeoma told you, my name is Olaito Hamza. I'm the Manager for Talent Management and Recruitment, Nigeria LNG Limited. The agenda, like she's shown you, I mean, that's just the table you've seen, but it's really rich and you will gain a lot of insights. I've interacted with one or two of you, maybe hopefully you are here on LinkedIn where we discussed and you asked, what to look forward to at the fair, but I hope you're here and you will get your questions answered. And I think like IJ mentioned, the most important thing you need to do today is listen. There are questions you've asked already. There are questions you're looking for answers to. There are some questions you would have that before you even get to the point where we get to Q&A or something, if you've listened, someone has answered it already in another talk, in another speech. So if you listen really well, you will go away from here really enriched. So I think basically I'll then go into why are we here? Why have we invited you for a career fair? It's really because we want you to get to know us. We want to introduce ourselves to you. We want you to know why we are so excited to work for this organization. I want you to come and share in the excitement. I mean, it's not good to keep something good to yourself. So we need to spread the news and invite more people. My people say if you're eating good food alone and your neighbor is hungry, then you're a terrible person. So let's come together and, eat what we call development for people, development for the country. We're helping to build a better Nigeria. And so that's really what we're all about. So we want to engage with you. We want to listen to you. We also want you to listen to us. We want you to understand some things. There are some misconceptions you probably have heard about Nigeria LNG. Today is the day to clear it. We also want you to realize why you need to build your career here. This is the place to pitch your tent. And your question will be, why should I pitch my tent with you? Well, we're here to answer that question as well. Also, I mentioned something about misconceptions. Even in the chat today, I saw a question that said, oh, how do I get in if I don't have a godfather? And, I hear that all the time. And I need to put it in my welcome address because it is really key for you to come in with an open mind. If you don't open your mind now, you probably will think all the things they're saying don't make a lot of sense. I want to urge you to just focus. This is an equal opportunities employer. We don't do godfatherism. I mean, that's just the short way to say it. If you apply, you focus, you study. Oh, it's like I went on mute. I hope you guys heard me. I inadvertently went on mute. I don't know when that happened. Anyway, so I hope you guys heard me about, addressing the fact that let's focus. Let's forget about who we know. Let's forget about any connections. Let's focus and try to get into Nigeria LNG and come and build Nigeria with us. So for us, we're establishing a connection with you because we believe you will come and join us. So we want to establish a connection ahead of time. We will give you facts from a single point of truth, facts that you need to know about our company. Some you may already have known, some you've never heard before. We may not be able to touch on every single thing, but you will hear facts from us today. We will then give you clarity, the job opportunity that is out currently, what's it about? How do I apply? From the poll, I saw some people said that I'm not even sure if I am eligible to qualify, to apply. Well, today is the day you get that clarity. You leave here today knowing exactly what the job is all about, exactly if you are eligible or not. And if you're not eligible, it's not the end of the world. We are still here for you. We still want you to follow us on our social media pages. Like IG has said, other opportunities will always come and you'll get your chance to really come and build a better nation with us. Again, your interest in LNG, we want to deepen it. IJ mentioned D&I, diversity and inclusion, something we take really seriously. We want to build a diverse organization that's inclusive of everyone. Anyone that walks in through our doors know that they belong there. And I want to start telling you now that if you get into Nigeria LNG, you belong from day one. And that's again what we're trying to do. So basically, let us come together, build an NLNG is already an organization that Nigeria is very proud of. I'm sure you're aware of that. I am extremely proud of the company. We're globally recognized. We are a strong force in LNG business across the world. So we want you to come in and help us. We want to make it better. We can't do it without you. So we want you to come in and help us make it better and build a better Nigeria. So please welcome, sit back, relax, listen, interact, ask your questions, listen to the answers. More importantly, do have an open mind. And then lastly, just have fun as well. So thank you. Welcome to this fair. IJ, back to you.
Thank you very much, Olaito. Indeed, listen to understand, engage, participate, and have fun with an open mind. Thank you again, Olaito. Let's go and show you now a little about NLNG. First, we'll hear from Anne in a few about our culture, and then we'll do a short video because we feel it encapsulates quite a lot about NLNG. Anne, over to you.
Thanks, Ijoma. Hello, everyone. My name is Anne Kayode from the Business Improvement Team in charge of our culture in NLNG. So in NLNG, the culture we have is an embodiment of our people. It's the way we do things and how we expect our people to behave, to think, and to act. Our culture is made up of our core values and 10 behaviors. The core values are the essence of our company's identity, and we have 6 of them: safety, integrity, teamwork, respect, excellence, and caring. And our 10 behaviors give the constituent behaviors that we expect our people to imbibe and display at every point in time. And we have 10 of them, and they're listed there on the screen. If indeed at the end of this engagement you become a staff of NLNG, these are the core values and behavior we expect that you would live by. Thank you very much. Back to you, IJ.
Thank you, Anne. Next to our short video, Shion.
Our story begins 60 years ago at the infancy of Nigerian oil production. We were inspired by the idea of capturing and preventing the hazards of its byproduct, flared gas, triggering a time for change. So began our quest towards processing LNG for the world's cleaner energy future need and the transformation of Nigeria's economic base. In 1989, Nigeria LNG was born, and the beginning of the fulfillment of our long-held ambition, a time for action. Ensuing years saw rapid progress, kick-starting a time for accomplishments. Final investment decision was made in 1995 to build Train 1 and 2, creating a 5.9 million tons per annum capacity plant, and commercial production of LNG began. October 1999 marked a time for breakthrough. History was made when Nigeria LNG exported her first ever cargo on LNG Lagos to the Montoir de Breton terminal in France. The dream was finally real. Nigeria LNG successfully enlisted the nation among the suppliers of global LNG, 10 years after it was incorporated. This heralded a time for growth. Growth followed growth, success followed success, and within its first decade of operations, Nigeria LNG would become the fastest growing LNG company in the world. A time for expansion ensued. Nigeria LNG added 4 more trains to become the biggest industrial complex in sub-Saharan Africa. A major supplier of global LNG with a production of 22 million tons of LNG and natural gas liquids from our 6-train plant complex on Bonny Island in Rivers State, Nigeria. We achieved global reach, establishing 2 subsidiaries, Bonny Gas Transport, BGT Limited, which owns and charters 13 of the 23 ships that transverse the globe to deliver LNG cargoes, and the NLNG Ship Management Limited, NSML, to manage the crews on board the LNG vessels. The result? A dramatic reduction of Nigeria's gas flare status from 65% when the company started operations to less than 20% today. With this growth came Nigerianization, a rapid boost to Nigerian skills and world-class engineering training capacity. Today, the company has 100% Nigerian management team and 95% Nigerian employees who operate the plant with the highest value for safety. With 22 million tons of production, Nigeria LNG has generated revenues of over $100 billion to date, returning more than $15 billion to stakeholders in dividends and contributing an excess of $6.5 billion in taxes to the nation since we started operations, allowing us to participate actively in national investment. We are and will continue to be part of Nigeria's future. We continue to pursue our passion for community development, investing significantly in infrastructure development with plans to co-finance a 120 billion naira Bonny-Bodo Road project to connect Bonny Island to the mainland, representing the highest single investment ever on a CSR project in the country. This project will offer great relief to riverine dwellers in that area of the Niger Delta, turning the island into an investor and tourist haven. We established the Bonny Utilities Company, BUC, to ensure uninterrupted electric power supply, as well as potable water to the community, and the Bonny Community Health Insurance Scheme to guarantee access to healthcare for the people. We will sustain skills development through our 3-tier scholarship scheme, as well as the London City and Guilds Certified Bonny Vocational Centre, to train technicians and meet the manpower needs of the industry. We are committed to achieving Goal Zero, not just in our carbon emission through our operations, but also our safety records, remaining a force for good as we look to ramp up LPG supply to the domestic market, further reducing the adverse impact of other hazardous fuels on humans and the environment. Today, with Train 7, we are excited about the opportunity to increase production capacity by 35%, and with this, create brighter futures for the growing population, contributing to education, research, infrastructural development, transformation of the communities in which we operate, and delivering cleaner, sustainable energy to the country better and faster than before. As the world demands more energy, but with less carbon emissions, natural gas has a major part to play. It is the smart partner to renewables. The future is exciting. The future is gas. It's time for gas, and it's our time to shine.
Awesome. The future is exciting. The future is gas. The future is NLNG, and your future begins here. I'm pretty sure many people saw the video, or almost everyone, because I saw a complaint in the Q&A, which I answered to. Please check your network. So I hope you've learned a little about NLNG. You can engage further in the booths when you go in on any other thing you're curious about. Let me reconfirm again that my sound is audible.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, it is, Ajay.
Thank you. So now we'll move on to talking about D&I in NLNG. What's D&I? Diversity and inclusion, which is what we consider a strategic business opportunity or activity in NLNG. Again, I'll say listen. I may not read out your questions one by one. In fact, I will not, but listen and you'll get a lot of answers to the many questions you asked in pre-submitted questions and I see in the Q&A today. NLNG is indeed an equal opportunity employer. All our employment decisions in NLNG are based on business need, on the job requirements, and individual qualifications after a competitive, free, and fair assessment. So I'll give examples. When we say free and fair, competitive, previous beneficiaries of NLNG CSR initiatives, like our scholarships, for example, you'll need to go through the competitive process. You don't need connections to get employed in NLNG. You may, when you go into the booths, engage with our people and you'll hear their testimonies or their experiences. I can say for one that I didn't need connections to get into NLNG when I did. Again, NLNG does not tolerate workplace discrimination. It's our policy to foster a workplace that demonstrates value and respect for differences. And what are the range of differences you can think of? You can type some of them in the chat. I don't want to mention them. Maybe I'll mention in future, but we demonstrate that value and respect for differences. Diversity and inclusion is critical to our business. And we have commenced reasonable adjustments for people with disabilities. In fact, we did that in the last recruitment we did. So for shortlisted candidates, what this means when we say reasonable adjustments, for shortlisted candidates, we evaluate disadvantages that they may be experiencing related to their disability, when they apply for a job. And we decide on reasonable adjustments to provide so that we can provide an equitable platform level for them to compete with everyone else. We aim to increase the representation of people with disabilities and females in our workforce. And so we encourage all those eligible to apply. And we did that, we were very clear on that in the advert that went out. NLNG runs recruitment campaigns that cover both bachelor's degrees, like this GT campaign we're running now, and HND holders, like the just concluded operator technicians recruitment. So that operator technicians recruitment was solely based for HND holders, and applications from bachelor's degrees holders were not entertained. And the successful candidates who are all HND holders are currently either already in training or in waiting to commence their training soon. We adopt and constantly maintain an inclusive mindset and lens when we present our business vacancies and when we make employment decisions. So we look forward to engaging with eligible and shortlisted candidates throughout our assessments and then welcoming the diversity of successful candidates into NLNG employment in due course. But everyone stay put. If you know someone else who registered for the career fair and isn't here, please remind them to join quickly. If they couldn't register, if the session is full, they can live stream on YouTube, because we're here to engage with you whether you are eligible or not. So stay put and have an exciting time with us. And we'll move on next to talk about the current vacancy, the job opportunity. And to take us through this, we have Florence. Florence, over to you, please.
Hi, thank you, IJ. Please confirm you can hear me.
I can.
Good afternoon, everyone. And you can see the excitement on my face to be interacting with you today. My name is Florence Kamalo. I'm the head of recruitment, and I will be talking to you about the current vacancy. But before I go ahead to do that, I would also like to take a few minutes to quickly touch on the various questions that we received about experienced hire. NLNG published vacancies are always based on business need. And like IJ mentioned, we recently concluded recruitment for operators and technicians. And now we have the need for graduate trainees. In due course, we hope to embark on a campaign for experienced hires where we will usually take candidates if they have the required advertised experience. And we had embarked on such campaigns in the past. And for the experienced hires, we would usually consider candidates who have second-class lower division. That's the one we refer to as 2-2. Those ones are considered during the experienced hire recruitment. And so long as they possess the advertised experience required. So please watch out for that in the NLNG space. Our social media handles, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and national dailies for the relevant information. And we look forward to interacting with you further on this in the booths by the time we break out into the booths. So to the current vacancy for graduate trainees, I will talk about that now. And we received a lot of questions about the job requirements, and that's understandable. the truth is that the job requirements are actually in the adverts, in the published vacancy. So like IJ mentioned, would encourage that you read those adverts thoroughly and assess yourself for eligibility. But I'll still go ahead and touch on them. So the first requirement that we advertised was a university bachelor's degree obtained at second class upper division, that's 2-1 and above, in specified disciplines. And those disciplines are listed in the advert. Please take time to go through them. The second requirement there is that candidates must have completed NYSC not earlier than year 2017. And someone asked, why NYSC? It's because NYSC is a regulatory requirement in Nigeria for all Nigerian employers. To get employment, you must have an authentic NYSC completion or exemption certificate. We also receive questions about those who are still serving. Can they apply? Can they not apply? Our response to that would be that such persons, if they are eligible, they can apply, but they have to attach their NYSC call-up certificate for our evaluation. Our graduate trainee positions are for graduates who usually have little or no prior work experience. And this is to give them, those who are eligible, the opportunity to get a job in NLNG without prior work experience. And we all know how long it takes for a Nigerian student to graduate from university with a first degree. So we consider NYSC year of 2017 appropriate. Primary school certificate applicants are required to attach. But where an applicant does not have a primary school certificate because they did not complete primary 6, they can attach an authentic primary school testimonial. Indeed, the NLNG advert specifies the job requirements, the 5 documents to be attached to your application and how to apply. Again, we will encourage everyone to read thoroughly, understand and act based on that. And please ensure that your application form on the NLNG portal is accurate and complete. I'll move on to talk about the application process, because we also understand that some interested applicants experience challenges with our IT system, but those challenges were investigated and resolved. Our application site has been up for graduate trainee recruitment from the 1st of November and remains open, will remain open till 22nd of November 2022. Applications have kept coming in and continue coming in. So to eligible candidates who are still experiencing these issues, please clear your cache, your browser history, restart your computer and start the application process afresh. You will be fine. And when you successfully submit your application, you should get an email confirmation. If you do not get that email confirmation, the application is not submitted, in which case you will need to go back to the job search and ensure you complete all the steps using the correct browser. And we have just this morning posted a how to apply video on our career page and our social media handle. Please check out that video, follow the steps in the video. You will be fine, you will be able to apply. And please note that after you successfully submit your application, you cannot make any further changes to it. However, you may choose to withdraw the application and start the process again from job search. On this career fair, we have a booth dedicated to technical support. So we do hope that those who still have challenge with applying will be able to go to those booths and they can get some technical support as much as possible. So IJ, at this point, I'll pass it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Florence. Appreciate that. providing clarity on the current vacancy, the job requirements, and a lot of questions I can see in the Q&A are answered. We'll move on next now back to Hamza to talk about career in NLNG, the opportunities. Olaton, over to you, please.
Yeah, thank you, Ajay. So hope you can still hear me loud and clear, yeah?
I can.
Okay. So I think, like I mentioned at the beginning, when we're talking through, you will be, if you listen, some of your questions will be answered. So the reason I'm going to talk about career in NLNG is because we got a lot of questions to say, what is the career prospect? How do I grow my career? What is it? What are the opportunities in Nigeria LNG? How can you succeed working with NLNG, and so on and so forth? So I'm basically just trying to encapsulate all those questions and answer them now. So we, like we've mentioned, we are an equal opportunity employer, but more than that, once we get into the organization, we also provide equal opportunities for everyone to grow and to progress. Now, the GTs, which is graduate trainees that we currently have on, very, very key components in our plans to future-proof the organization. One of our talent management tenets, I think the major one, is that we grow our own timber. We bring people in and try to grow them through the ranks of the organization. So we have very clear, employee value propositions. We have career development structures to try to get you professionally and personally developed and to get to grow through the organization. I myself came in through the graduate trainee exercise. So just like you, at one point I was here trying to see what's happening, what did they do, applied, and today I'm the manager for talent. So basically, I was just trying to say that, look, we all have that prospect, we can all go through it. So what we try to do is we focus on building you, developing you, whether it's within the country or whether it's outside the country. We have no limits. If we know that this development, we need this exposure for this person based on your business area, we will take you wherever it is we need to take you to get that. We are very, within the industry, we have very top quarter remuneration. So we try to take care of our people. We have very competitive benefits and conditions of service. I've seen a few questions that say, how much am I going to get? What's going to happen? I think for now, let's focus on getting you in, focus on, what we're doing now, building you, and you come in. But what I can assure you is that we're a company that takes care of our own. So we take care of our people. Remuneration is very good conditions of service to enable you to come in and really focus on the work you want to do. We have inclusive workplace practices. We have flexible work, for example. So from time to time, people can actually take time to work from any other location. You don't have to come into the office every morning, 9 to 5. There are times when you might need to work off location. There are times when you might need to work from home. And we have that. We have rules around it, of course, but we have that basically to also stimulate your creativity, to ensure you have a rewarding experience and a balanced life. We're not a very, straitjacket organization, because we know you have a life as well. So it's also trying to balance your life with your work life. So we even have schemes where you can actually say, I want to work half day today. I have something to do with my children's school. I want to go in the morning. I have something to do with family, whatever it is. We have those work practices to ensure that you have an enriching career with us. Like I mentioned, we have trainings, we have learnings, we have developmental assignments as we speak. I do have some staff who are in the country in other organizations, understanding what's going on there. And those people also send people to us. So we call it cross-posting. So it's a cross. I could go into another organization in Nigeria to work, and they can come into Nigeria LNG. But it's not restricted to Nigeria as we speak. We have people all over the world, and I mean all over the world. We have Nigeria LNG staff in Europe, in Asia, in the Americas, who have also go out to get more work experience. They could go there, spend a few years before coming back into the organization. And like we also have people who come from other places. So basically, it's a global exposure. We are a global company, so your exposure cannot be limited, restricted to one state or one country. So your exposure is it's unlimited. So we basically, and we're always improving, we try to continuously to improve, to say, where are we today and where can we get to tomorrow? Our business is a very dynamic one. It changes very quickly. And if we don't adapt to that change, then you won't have people who can actually help you through that change. So it's quite dynamic. We change that all the time. We evaluate our reward systems, evaluate our development systems. What else can we do? And how do we ensure that, we are really at the top like we want to say? So I'm just trying to put it all together to say we have so many opportunities for you to develop yourself. We have opportunities for you to grow within the organization. And like we say, we are helping to build a better Nigeria. We have actually developed people who have spent a long time with us and then say, look, we want to go into other parts of the country. And they go with our blessing because they are NLNG ambassadors. Everyone who lives in NLNG is always saying, look, guys, wherever I am, I'm trying to ensure that I come back home because it becomes home to them. So there is a career path for you to follow. There are career prospects for you to get to. There are lots of training, lots of development available for you. It depends again on what you've studied, where in the business you're going to go to. That's what will determine what your own path will be. I have mentioned what my own path was. I came in as a HR GT. I'm now a HR manager, and I basically grew through the ranks. But it depends on where you're coming in from, and there is a clear path for you as well. So we do the best that we can. I hope that I have covered that question basically on career prospects, what kind of trainings that we have, what kind of development that we have, the flexible work practices I've mentioned. We do try to ensure that you have an environment that you can thrive in. So we have very strong workplace bullying and harassment policies to ensure that you come to work and you're not scared every day. We do have one of our core values as respect. So we respect everyone within the organization. It's not about your hierarchy. It's not about how high you are, or how, where you are in the organization. At the moment you come in, you deserve respect, and everyone gives and gets respect as much as we can. So thank you very much. Ijoma, have I covered that, or do you need to, point me to something I've not covered?
I believe you have generally covered them. If they have further questions, they can hear, testimonials from our reps in the booth, our colleagues in the booth.
All right, thank you very much. Back to you then.
Thank you very much, Elita. I believe that many people have learned a lot from all we've discussed and presented so far. And like we said earlier, they're based on the pre-submitted questions we received. And I can see you asking some of them here already, and I know a lot of them are answered. But now we're going to go into the booths. At these booths, you're going to meet our colleagues, and the booths are structured according to the disciplines that we advertised. So we have over 1,000 participants on the call right now. But when they registered, we had about 1,000 with engineering, project management, and information management booths. So we have two booths. One is engineering, project management, and information management 1. So people with engineering, project management, and information management going to booth 1. Engineering and information management as well. No, engineering and project management going to the booth 2. Then there's a booth for law, arts, and humanities. There's another booth for law, arts, and humanities and shipping going to the booth. You'll see it labeled when you go back to the dashboard on the platform. You see the sessions you can explore. Go to the one that applies to you. I've listed 3 already. There's a social and management sciences booth. Then there is a sciences booth. And then there is a booth to provide technical support for those who have issues with their application, right? So please go into the relevant booth, listen, engage, have your questions answered, interact with our colleagues. They can't wait to interact with you. I think they're already waiting in the booth. So please, it's time to migrate there. We'll be there for about an hour, and then we'll return to hear about the next steps what are the next steps for the recruitment process, and for those who will go through the various stages. So we'll hear that when we come back, and then we'll close shortly after. So please head over to your relevant booths. Let me hear if Samira is on the call to provide guidance for those who can't figure out. I see a lot of people going out into their booths, but some people appear to be having issues. When you got into the lobby and found the 2022 Career Fair main session, there were other sessions there, engineering, project management, and information management 1, and so on. So go there and find the relevant session or booth and join them. Our colleagues are waiting to speak with you. The link is on the main platform on the web when you joined the Career Fair. So you have to go back to the web.
Okay, Ijoma, do you want me to come in?
Yes, provide probably some more clarity, because I still see over 800 people on the call. I don't know why they haven't migrated yet.
Probably because the session is still ongoing and we will probably end it soon. But just to advise, you know, the link you got to join the main session, the ticket, the link we provided gave you a ticket that took you to the platform. And on the platform is where you were able to navigate to come into this session. So what you need to do is go back to the lobby. If you can't find that, just go back to your invitation, click on the link again. And on the page, if you go to the sessions tab, you should see all the booths, and then just click on the one that's relative to your discipline. So I think, how are we doing in the comments? Are we getting people that still have challenges, or I hope that was able to provide some clarity.
I believe you helped. Numbers have reduced in this main session. You got an invite when you registered for this. That invite is unique to you. So go back. We can't share the link again, because when you registered, you got an invite. So please go back to that link in your invite and use it.
Okay, the numbers are still going down. So
yes, they are. Glad to see that. To all those saying publication period is over, you ought to have cleared your cache or browser history, restarted your system, started the application afresh. I think do that before you even go to meet with the people in the technical support booth. For other issues, I see something about password reset, you didn't get a confirmation email, please go to that booth and get help. We assure you that the publication is open till the advertised closing date, which is 22nd of November, 2022. There's about a week to go. Yes, you have to leave this session to go to the booth. They're not breakout rooms. It's not a breakout room style. It's been explained. Click your invite, go to the sessions, the lobby, you find the sessions, pick the booth. Please use the link in your special invite. No, you're not applying for what? I don't even get that question. No, maybe because you came back to the main session. You click the link, you go to the lobby, and you'll see sessions. There's a sessions tab at the top. There are a lot of sessions listed. engineering and
Ijema.
project management, so on. Pick.
Ijema.
There's a booth for law, arts and humanities, and shipping. Olaitan, were you speaking to me?
Yes, I was thinking, is there a way we can take a snapshot of that lobby and put here? If it's possible, so that they will, because I see a lot of people, they see it, but they don't recognize that that's what they're looking at.
Yeah, so I provided a link, and while I provide that link, I can show everyone that's left. Can you confirm that you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, yes, now.
Okay, so I've actually dropped something in the chat with instructions, and let me share my screen shortly to just do.
Thank you. I saw where you dropped in the chat.
Okay, so check for the chat that I just dropped. It has a link. Once this page, this is what you should see. Once you see this page, want to explore sessions. Main session, don't join this. Just scroll down and you can scroll and just select the one that's applicable. And then you see there has a join button. So just click that. It will take you out of this meeting. And that's what you should expect. You should expect to leave this meeting and join that one. Once back and join the main webinar, which will be starting in about is able to give some clarity to those that are left.
The requirements for any vacancy are posted on the advert.
Okay, so this session will be ending shortly. Everyone will be bumped off and they should be able to join one of the other sessions.
Yeah.
Right, so to go off in a few seconds. So please all, if you're still on, join one of the applicable sessions and join back at once that has been concluded. Right, Ijoma?
Yes, thank you. Just
All
stay in that booth. We'll come around and check what the issue is with sound, but make sure your audio is on. Thank you, everyone. This session will close in a few. So please go to the booth. Okay.